A state that we have been talking about a lot recently, and we talked about the passing, of course, of when this might actually get going and when things might get up and running, is Maryland. And it seems like we might have at least a little bit more of a glimmer of an idea here with this one here in the last few days.
Yeah, we have actually official. It feels like a long time ago that we were talking about Maryland last time when the legislature passed it and sent it on to Governor Larry Hogan, and it's been sitting on his desk, or not actually physically on his desk, but he could have signed it at any point, and it's been a month since then. So this week he actually signed it, which means Maryland is now officially on the clock. You are getting online sports betting. I don't think there's any reason to worry about it. It was passed by overwhelming majorities in the legislature. It was veto proof if he would have vetoed it or changed the bill. So we're on a path. Maryland has said they hope to have some sort of sports betting in Maryland by NFL season, whether that's just retail books or what have you. I kind of doubt we're going to see online betting in the that quickly, but you never know. We've seen states go from law to full online sports betting market in not very much time, and Indiana comes to mind on that front. We were doubting Indiana's ability to do this as quickly, and have Arizona on the side there, same thing. They have a law and trying to get it live by NFL season 2. Again, whether that's just retail or whether we have online too, who knows? But anyway, we're on the clock. We're going to have, as opposed to Florida, there's definitely going to be a robust market here. We have everybody who wants to be in Maryland is going to be in Maryland. There's no limit. There's a limit to how many sports books, but it's not a meaningful one. It's just
there's like 60 licenses. Yeah. There's like 60 licenses. Basically, everyone could have 2 if they wanted one. Like, it would be
right. Yeah. So maybe you just DraftKings has a lot of extra money to buy 2 licenses. So it's Maryland is going to be good. I can say that pretty confidently that we're going to have a robust market. If you're a sports bettor, you're going to get all the major players and then some. So should be salad days in Maryland whenever things get going there. And we don't know really quite have a timeline yet, but I guess I'd be shocked if you're not betting online by the Super Bowl next year.
And one of the things that we've seen in some of these other states as well, namely we're talking about, the recent news in Arizona, but in Maryland, not only are casinos and racetracks eligible for retail, but also we're going to be getting them at the stadiums as well. We're yet to really see how this completely plays out, especially during an NFL season, to see how, how this could affect things or whatever. But we know that FedEx Field, M&T Bank Stadium, where the Ravens play, and then also Camden Yards are all going to have sports books inside them as well.
Right, and we actually saw already, just like right after the governor signed the law, we have the Ravens and MGM doing a deal as an official gaming partner. This is not guarantee that they're the quote unquote sports betting partner of the Ravens, or there's going to be a retail MGM book there, but. It's quick. It's amazing how quickly these dominoes fall. When Arizona, there's a bunch of these deals already done because there's, people want this exposure. They want to be a partner of the major sports teams. And in Maryland, especially, you're really basically, you have the DC teams, but you're basically, Ravens and the Washington football team as far as major interest, and then Caps and Wizards in the district. So getting a Ravens deal is a pretty big deal for an MGM that wants to solidify its spots. They have a casino, of course, just outside of DC in Maryland as well. So they're carving themselves out a nice place in the market in the early days for Maryland sports betting.
Yeah, I especially during football season, I actually think that this is going to perform fairly well. Again, we don't really have a case study yet. There are partnerships, of course, with the Denver Broncos. We know that in Colorado, but during the pandemic, there were no fans that were allowed in the stadiums and stuff like that. And so, to see if there was really an effect on those partnerships as far as signups and things like that, we know that we haven't really gotten a case study with that yet. But I think, people show up to these games early. Dustin, you've been people show up early there, and whether it's to go party or to hang out or something like that. And if that means you carve out 15 minutes of you showing up a few hours early, as it is anyway, to swing over and place a bet or go sign up for an account at a kiosk that they've got set up or whatever it might be. All the different ways that they can go about handling this. I actually think it's. I think there's decent potential there. Of course, there's only 8-9 home games a year, depending on now that we have a 17-game schedule, 8 or 9 home games a year with all this. But I think it's pretty good for customer acquisition.
Yeah, and there's it's always going to be online betting. Retail betting, no matter where it is going to be second fiddle. But at the same time, on the flip side of that, yes, a big opportunity on game days. There's the argument that arenas and stadiums, obviously baseball open a lot of the year, but you can have people coming into and engaging with your property every day of the year now.
Right.
When there's when things are going, whenever sports are going on, you could have people coming to the stadium, going, eating at a restaurant,
right?
Buying stuff at the team store. Again, how much is that? But it's engagement that you like. Again, basically, a football stadium has, the 8 games a year, the playoffs, a couple one-off events, some concerts here and there. Now you have a reason to have the doors open all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even from a state like a municipality standpoint, you're getting maybe more bang for your buck out of these arenas and stadiums that are often just for special use, and now you have a reason to use them all the time, which is interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's one of the things the NFL has really kind of mastered is keeping themselves top of mind throughout the course of the year, spacing out. The NFL season lasts so long, and then you space things out to free agency and the draft and all the different things like that. And this is just, like you said, just another way to keep fans engaged year round with these teams.